Hi there everyone and welcome back to Boat McRill. We're back up in Lickan, my 25-foot motor cruiser again, and we are actually going to do a little instruction video about how to change your impeller. I always have an extra one in my boat, and this year I'm actually gonna put in a new one because the old one has been there for a couple of years. I know that some people say that you're supposed to take them out and store them in a bag and stuff like that, and that's actually a very good way to keep the impeller in good shape. But like in my case, I rather change it out now and then buy and have an extra in my storage. So first of all, what you need is this package, and this is actually a Volvo Penta impeller for the MD17C that I have in this boat. This is an original impeller, and these packages comes with a little user manual like that. They come with a impeller, rubber impeller. They come with a couple of paper gaskets and also some impeller lubricant. For the MD17C, you need the impeller with the, I don't know if you can see it, on the Volvo Penta MD17C, you find your water pump actually down here on the aft side of the engine, just above the gear house or whatever you call it in English. It's 6 wing bolts or the wing nuts or whatever you want to call them, and you need to open these up. To remove these bolts here, I actually have a piece of pliers or one of these bigger little things. Either you use your pliers, if you can't grab them by hand and open them up, you have to. It can be kind of tricky because there's not much place around here. So after quite a bit of hard work here, I was able to get all of these little bolts off here, and then you remove the cap or the lid for the water pump. In there we get an old paper seal. I always make sure to clean off a little bit with a knife just to make sure that there is no residues of old paper. In here you get your old guy. You have to know which way this one is turning, and it looks like this one is rotating clockwise. You can pull all the axle out like that. Right in here we had a little pin that goes through, and you need to remove that. Now I'm just using my pliers to get them out, and then you can just grab that pin and pull it like that. Okay, so you know this one is gonna go in like that, so you just remove it. When you're mounting back your new impeller on the axle, it might be a little bit tricky to get it up there. Try to find, just look for where you got the hole over here, and when you find your hole, just try to get your pin in there. It's kind of, you feel that it's up there. I'm actually using my plier, just push it in. You're gonna have to make sure that can't look like that. It has to go all the way in. So when you're done with it, it's supposed to look like that. So what you do then, when you have put your impeller on here, you take your little lubricant, impeller lubricant, and just put it all over the impeller. Grab the impeller, put it back in here. Try to make sure that your impeller is in the correct position. Tricky now and then. You might have to need to rotate the whole thing. Okay. After I put the impeller back into the water pump, I actually like to just check through this, scrape these surfaces off so you don't have any residue on the inside of the lid. When you're done with that, you need your paper gasket. There is actually 2 of them in there, but if you look at the lid, you see that they look very much like that. And the reason why you have 2 of them in there is because you have one, if you need to remove the water pump, you have a seal on the inside and you have a seal on the outside. I usually never remove the inside seal, it's too much work, and that's not a seasonal thing. But this paper seal sits like this on the lid. So then you take your paper gasket, make sure to find the correct rotation of this. Now bring your lid, lid on there, bring your little screws here. Make sure to tighten these guys up pretty well, but don't tighten that much that you break the wings of the nuts. If you do, you usually find new ones in your marine stores. So that's actually how you change your impeller. It can be kind of tricky if it's, like in this case, not so well planned with space and stuff. So take your time. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscription button down here on your right, and of course the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And see you next time. Take care. Bye.